What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, it's early in the NFL season, and I've already seen a couple of onside kick attempts here, and they don't go very well. And I've always thought that onside kicks have been executed wrong. And so here's my theory. My theory, if you want an onside kick to work, and I want to say, what are the percentages for onside kicks that work? I don't think that it's very high. Okay. So it looks like it's been as high as 21% and it's currently like 5%. Attempting an onside kick is not a very good statistical choice. What I think, though, you can do is you can improve those. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be 40% or 50%, but my hope here is that it's like 50-50, that it's like a coin toss, and maybe it makes sense to always try them my way. My way, I think it might always be worth giving it a shot. So what I think you should do is I think you should, on one side of the ball, you can't put everyone on one side of the ball anymore. You can put half your lineup on the one side. And so on that side where you're going to onside kick it, and if I'm right-footed, I'm going to say everything is going to go down the right side. So I'd put my best wideouts, my best receivers, my best tight ends, all the guys with great hands. That's what she said. All the guys with good hands on that side of the ball, because basically what I want this to do is I want this to be a 50-50 toss-up ball, like a jump ball in basketball, even though we don't do that anymore. I don't even know why we call them that anymore, but kind of like a jump ball. And so what I would love to see is them set up the ball on the stand, on the tee, just like you normally would. But instead of trying to kick it, and this is where I see all sorts of crazy stuff that's unpredictable, that you can't really practice, that you can't get any consistent, reliable outcomes from, is like putting it on its side or laying it down, whatever. I've seen some weird things. And what I think is you just set it up like you're going to kick it off, because when you kick off, you are sending that ball pretty high and pretty far. But what I want to do here is basically do a kickoff that would be down the right side, anywhere from the middle of the field to the right sideline. But instead of kicking it off to the end zone, high booming kick, what I want to do here is try to kick it as high as possible and not as short as possible, but shorter. So what you can see here is if you can get enough hang time on a kickoff, you can get your guys down to the end zone and cover that kick pretty well. So you're not, quote unquote, out kicking your coverage. So as long as you don't do that, and my thought here is if you can kick it 20, 30 yards into the air and kick it 20 yards down the field. I feel like we obsess about this 10-yard mark. Like it has to go 10 yards. All right, so what we have to do is we have to get it right at the 11-yard because that's the only way we're going to get it. It's got to be close. No, forget that. Forget putting it on the ground where the other team can get it whenever. Remember, the receiving team doesn't have to wait the 10 yards. They can get it whenever. But what you can do here is just kick it really high like it is a lobbed pass. Thus, you can get all your guys down the field to where it's going to be 20 yards down the field. These guys can sprint 20 yards in a few seconds. So all you need is a few seconds of hang time. Give that ball a big high kick, right? Instead of like a kickoff where it's probably looks more like a golf shot, this is going to look much more like a sky ball, a distinct parabola up in the air and coming back down. Now, if you can get it 20 yards, 30 yards down the field, whatever, it doesn't really matter because your guys are going to have enough time to get down there and cluster up and bunch up and see where that ball's coming. Now, the ball's probably going to be coming end over end. It's going to be kind of falling, rolling, so it's not going to have a nice tight spiral on it or anything like that. But what you've got is your good receivers there. You've got maybe the other guys from the other side of the field already converging there as well. So, right there, they've kind of come cross field. If you can get that with 3, 4, 5 seconds of hang time, maybe not 5 seconds, but 3 or 4 seconds of hang time, now you've got your guys there. The other team's got their guys there too. But now it's like a 50-50 ball because you're all going to be trying to grab that same tumbling ball. And now if you've got someone with mad skills to jump and high point it, that can be great. I'm just thinking back to the Kelvin Johnson days. I would want him over there because he could catch just about everything. He missed some onside kicks and whatnot. But what I'm saying here is now you've got your group of guys, gets tipped, whatever. The other team gets it, maybe. So 50-50 chance. Let's just say I'm increasing our chances of getting that onside kick from 5% to 40% or 30%. That's pretty massive because we're all kind of fighting for the same thing. But even if you lose it, you have gotten the ball 30 yards, maybe 40 yards down the field. So you're not giving it up within your own territory, what I'm saying. what you're doing is you're giving it up midfield or farther down, depending on how far these guys can cover and how far your kicker can lob it successfully. Indoors, you might not have the same vertical opportunity that you would at an outdoor stadium, right? I don't know. But what I want is it to be more like a pass. I want it to stay in the air. I don't want it on the ground. I don't want it bouncing around, being unpredictable. That's anyone's ball. The stats don't favor you. Put it in the air. Stack it in your favor. Put guys with great hands under it. And this way, you don't know until that comes down. It's a little bit like a Hail Mary, and anything can happen. But worst case scenario, you're forcing that ball farther down the field so that you've got time to stop them, hold them to a 3-and-out if you really need to. So that's just how I think onside kicks should go. In fact, I don't really think they practice onside kicks that much. But in fact, what I would love to do is see the guys kicking off, or maybe even your backup kicker, just practicing those onside kicks. So when you do have your onside kick, he comes in because last week he was practicing that exact same kick 50 times, 100 times, right? So he's got a feel for doing a little chip shot. And I honestly, I think it's possible because it's even like a short field goal to me. The ball's set up pretty much the same way. And if you guys are kicking a 30-yard field goal, it's not that different. You're not putting your full foot into it. You're not booted as far as possible. You're trying to give it some elevation to get over the defenders, right? Over the hand that are blocking it. So you're trying to get some elevation. You're trying to lob it into the upright. So that's what I'm saying. I think that would be the way to try to do your onside kicks. What do you think? Am I crazy? I guess I've never seen anyone try to do it that way, but just consistently, heck, do it all the time then. That's it. That's my rant for today. Peter Von Panda, out.
Sometimes the world looks perfect, nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what odds are this time, nothing's gonna stand in my way. This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end. Standing tall on the wings of my dream, rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Through the rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. It's my life, my dream, and nothing's gonna stop me